Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varate Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurave Sarvalokanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Nithaye Sarvavidyanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Sadashivasamārambhām Shankarācārya-madhyamām Asmadācārya-paryantām Vande Guru-paramparām Shruti-smriti-purāṇānām Ālayam karuṇālayam Namāmi bhagavat-pādam Shankaram Lokashankaram Sakshat Kritam Dayanandam Paramarthasvarupidam Tattvajnana Prashastaram Pranatosmi Param Padam Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Vidvishavahe Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vaivasvataya Nityave Brahma Vidyacharya Nachiketa Secha Dvitiyah Adhyayah Triyavali Mantra number 9 Nasandrishe Tishtati Rupamasya
Nasandrishe tishtati rupamasya
Chakshusha Pashyati Kaschanainam
na
Chakshusha pashyati kaschanenam
Manisha Manasa Vikliptaha
Vidamanisha manasa vikliptaha
Yayetad Vidurmritaste Bhavanti
bhavanti.
We have seen this mantra along with the commentary. The next mantra we are reading. This mantra talks about the hrit, the hrit which is required, that is the insight which is required, that is the hrit. Hrit means hridaya, that is the location of buddhi. So what insight is required to appreciate this knowledge? because Atma doesn't fall under the range of Pratyaksha, the Pramanam. It is known or revealed only through the buddhi in the mind. Manisha is the buddhi, and the Supalabdhi Sthanam is Hrid. So Hrida Manisha. So by the mind, which is well prepared, by that mind, this Atma is known. This Atma is revealed to the mind, which is well prepared, and the location of the mind is this Hrit. Therefore, Hrit. Now, Sa, that's the line. Next mantra, so that connection is given. Sa Hrin Manit.
Sa Hrinmanit.
Katham Prapyate.
Katham
Katham
prapyate.
prapyate.
Iti Tadartaha Yogaha Uchyate.
Iti
Iti
tadarthaha
tadartaha
yogaha
yogaha
uchyate.
uchyate.
The Hrin Manit. Katham Prapyate. How that Buddhi is gained. For that, yoga is being taught here. So that is where we started the discussion. Yoga. What is yoga here in this context? Since we had some gap in some classes, remember we took the word yoga and discussed on this meditation, dhyanam, and samadhi. All these things we discussed. Nididhyasana, Vedantic meditation. Nididhyasana we discussed. And also we discussed about samadhi and the misconceptions about samadhi. All these things we discussed. Now, the question comes, Shastram is a pramana, then why do I require Nididhyasanam? Shravanena eva jnanam bhavati. Why do we require? It is required because there are the jnanam, what we gain after Shravanam is Pratibandhaka jnana. Why? Because the adhikaritvam is not complete. As presented in the Shastram, karma, upasana, all these things we have not done. Karma, upasana is important. Karma yogena chitta shuddhi, upasanaya chitta nishtalyam. So, not having done karma and upasana, directly entering into Shastra, nothing wrong, but since karma and upasana have got a role to play, so therefore only is required. If this karma and upasana increases the adhikaritvam of the person. In Naishkarmya Siddhi text written by Suresh Varacharya, he presents the few steps for an adhikari. Nitya karmanushthanat dharmotpattihi. That is Nitya karma anusthana. You have to perform the daily obligatory duties. By that, dharmotpattihi, you get punyam. Dharmotpattehe papahanihi. That punyam, by that punyam, whatever the papa, the prarabdha krita karmana papam, that papam is nullified by this dharma, that is punyam, by nitya karma anusthana. So that is second. Papa hanihi bhavati anantaram tataha chitta shuddhihi. Papa is an obstacle. Therefore, papa is nullified, chitta shuddhihi. That's why we say karma yogena chitta shuddhihi. Nitya karma anushtana dharmodpattihi. Number 1. Dharmodpattehe papahanihi. Tataha chitta shuddhihi. Then tataha samsara yatatya avabodhaha. After chitta shuddhihi, you understand the nature of this samsara. It is anityaha. It keeps on changing. Therefore, tataha vairagyam. Tataha vairagyam. You need to have chitta shuddhi. Only when chitta shuddhi is there, you would be able to discriminate and understand. Once you do viveka, nitya nitya viveka, the resultant is vairagya. Tataha vairagyam. Once vairagyam is there, mumukshutvam will be there. Tataha mumukshutvam. Mumukshutvam, moksha is muktam ichha, mumuksha, moksha. So mumukshutvam, the status of having desire, intense desire for longing for mukti, freedom. Once you have that, you will not keep quiet. You will try to find the means for gaining that. Therefore, tataha tat upaya paryeshanam. You will look for the means for gaining that. Then, tataha sarva karma tat sadhana sanyasaha. Once you find the means of liberation, that jnanena eva mokshaha, then sarva karma tat sadhana sanyasaha. Then you give up karma, because karma has done the job. Now karma is not required because jnanena eva mokshaha, that is a sadhana. So therefore, you take up the lifestyle and commit yourself to the exclusive pursuit of Shravanam. That's what Tataha Sarva Karma Tat Sadhana Sanyasaha. Tataha Yoga Abhyasaha. Tataha Yoga Abhyasaha. That Yoga Abhyasaha is only here. Yoga. So Yoga Abhyasa is you take to yoga, that is in the form of Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasanam. So the yoga, Tataha yoga abhyasam. Yoga is jnana, self-knowledge, atma jnana, paramartha jnana. For that, Shravanam, Mananam, and Nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam is still suggested for jnana nishta to happen. In one place, Shankara Bhagavad Pada, he says in his commentary to Kathopanishad, Yada ekatvam etani, that is Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, Sadhanani, Upakatani, tada samyak darshanam, brahmaikatva vishayam prasidati, na anyata Shravana matrena. Complete knowledge of oneself, Atma, that is Aham Brahma Asmi, that Vakyartha Avabodhanam, that will happen only when the means are taken care. That is Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam. Only for Adhikari, who has everything. For them only Shravanena Jnanam Bhavati. Otherwise, these three are the sadhana. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam is required. So once it is done, Nididhyasanam, Tataha Chittasya Pratyak Pravanata, then there will be complete Nishta in the Surupam of oneself. Tataha Tattvamasya Vakyartha Parijnanam. Then the understanding of Tattvamasya Mahavakya takes place. When it takes place, what will happen to avidya? Tataha avidya avidyochedaha. Avidya gets destroyed. When avidya gets destroyed, then what happens? Tatascha swatmani eva avasthanam. You completely unite in your nature. These are the steps. Therefore, the samadhi in Vedanta is Nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam, that repeated practice of Nididhyasanam to be done to appreciate the fact that appreciate the fact and to establish in Brahman that Swatmaniyeva Avastha for the Nididhyasana. Because we have obstacles, Akankara, Mamakara, Raga, Dvesha, all these are there. Because of Shravanam doesn't go away, it is there. So therefore, the Karma Yoga and Upasana to be done sufficiently, and by that they are reduced. Upasana means what we have seen. Upasana is meditation on Bhagavan. It could be the form of Vishwarupa Upasana, as it is given in the 11th chapter of the Gita. Vishwa, the whole Vishwa is looked upon as Ishvara. Everything is Bhagavan Ishvara. Pada Yasena Dihi Vedas Ranilaha in the Vishnu Sahasranamam, the Dhyana Shloka is said that it is Virat. Vishwarupa Upasana. The Vishnu Sahasranamam itself can become a Upasana. And so for that only we chant the Dhyana Shloka and then chant the Shlokas. The Dhyana Shloka. So Dhyana it means it becomes a Upasana. And Bhagavan Krishna has talked about this Nididhyasana very elaborately in the 6th chapter. That is why the 6th chapter of the Gita is called Dhyana Yoga. There he talks about the preparation required for this Dhyana, Vedantic meditation. Bhagiranga sadhana, Antaranga sadhana, etc. and all we talked about. If the required is Ashtanga Yoga, Asana Dhyana, that also can be included. So the point is withdrawing from all the sense objects, withdrawing from the world. Arate Jana Samsadi, as Bhagavan Krishna said in the 13th chapter. Abandon, go to a secluded place. Arate Jana Samsadi, withdrawing from the world, sense objects, and be with yourself. I am the consciousness who is aware of everything. Aham Nityaha, Shuddhaha, Akantaha, Sarvagataha, Akarta, Abhokta. All this, what we have listened to, that we have to see that as myself. Atma samstam manakratva na kinchidapi chintaye. That is abiding in the Atma Swarupam, not thinking about anything else. Agam nityaha shuddhaha buddhaha muktaha iti Swarupa avasthanam. Swarupa avasthanam, that is by Vidyasanam iti. Therefore, Vidyasanam, that Vedantic meditation, that is, for that, the mind, the focus of the mind, Chitta Ekagrata is required. The mind has to be free from extrovertedness. Therefore, only Upasana is talked about, and this Nididhyasana Vedantic meditation, as we have talked about before, it can be done through Brahma Abhyasa Rupa Nididhyasana or Samadhi Abhyasa Rupa Nididhyasana. About Samadhi, in Dripdrisha Viveka, it is talked about different types of Samadhi. Savikalpa Samadhi, Nivikalpa Samadhi. In Savikalpa Samadhi itself, there are divisions. Savikalpa Samadhi itself, Savikalpa, that absorption in which there is division. Drishyana with the Savikalpa Samadhi, Shabdanu with the Savikalpa Samadhi, and Nirvikalpa Samadhi. In Drisha Viveka, it is discussed. We will talk about that when we study the text. So, this meditation, Vedantic meditation, what we call Nididhyasana, it can be done through Brahma Abhyasa Rupa Nididhyasana. It means repeated listening to the Shastra. That itself will increase the Adhikaritam, will remove all the Pratibandha. So, Brahma Rupa Abhyasanam, listening, repeated listening, and meditating on the teaching, that is Brahma Rupa Abhyasanam, Brahma Rupa Abhyasa, and in Panchadashi we will discuss about that. Vidyananda Muni has beautifully presented in the 7th chapter of the Panchadashi. And the other is Samadhi Abhyasa Rupa Nididhyasanam. So, we have seen two types of Nididhyasanam. Samadhi Abhyasa. Samadhi Abhyasa Rupa Nididhyasanam is in that you have, after receiving the teaching, you have to withdraw from your things, the surroundings, and go to your solitary place and meditate on the teaching. That is Samadhi Abhyasa Rupa Nididhyasana. That is being talked about it, as I said, in the Krishna Yajurveda, very elaborate. So that is what Nididhyasanam is. So what ultimately Nididhyasanam is, bringing the teaching again and again to the mind. For that mind is required, the mind has to be prepared. Therefore, need. Therefore, only need. Therefore, only sadhana chatushtayam, etc. All these are required, talked about. So, therefore, this Nididhyasana, which is called Samadhi and is indicated by the word yoga, is talked about in this next two mantras. And that is what is referred to by the word yoga. Yoga is, here in this context, Vedantic meditation. That is Nididhyasanam. It is called Samadhi. That is why we discussed about Samadhi. The previous few classes we discussed. Since there are some misconceptions about Samadhi, therefore, we discussed and clarified. Samadhi is not a separate state of existence. In Samadhi, there is no destruction of mind. In Samadhi, what happens? In Samadhi, that is the difference between the Dhyata, Dhyeya, and Dhyana. The divisions are not there. There is where mind is there. If mind is not there, then now the Akandakara Vritti will take place. That Agam is placed in so many things that Agam now is understood to be Agam, Brahma, Nityaha, Shuddhaha, Muktaha. That vritti continues. Akandakara vritti. The vritti, that thought will not go. That thought will be there in Samadhi. Therefore, in Samadhi, it is not there. It is a thoughtless state. It is in fact, a thoughtful state. Therefore, only we don't put Samadhi as a separate state of existence. It comes under waking state only. The waking state, you are fully aware of your Swarupa. The vritti is akanda, non-divided. Akanda akara vritti. So that is yoga. Now we will read the mantra. Yada panchavatishtante
Yada
panchavatishtante
jnanani manasa saha
ज्ञानानि मनसा सह
buddhischana vicheshtati
Buddhischana
बुद्धिश्चन विचेष्टते
kamaguh paramam gatim.
Tamahu
कामागुपरमागतिम्.
You're not seeing the meaning of this mantra, right?
We have seen, Ji, we have completed this.
The Bhashya?
Yes, Ji, we have completed.
Okay. I don't think Bhashya we have not done.
We have done, completed. Yeah.
Okay.
Next shloka we have to do.
Oh, next shloka.
Yeah,
Yeah.
11.
Okay. Let me do this and we'll continue.
Okay.
Pancha Jnanani is Pancha Indriyani. So Jnana Indriyani. Pancha Jnanani is Indriyani. Yada Pancha Jnanani Pancha Indriyani avatishtante. Avatishtante. Tishtati with Ava Upasarga is Avatishtanti, Tishtanti, Atmanipadi. Manasa Saha along with the mind. So when the Indriyas, Pancha Jnanendriyani, they abide in what? Abide in Atma along with the mind. That is, the mind is focused or absorbed in Atma. When it is absorbed in Atma, the Indriyas are withdrawn. The sense organs cannot go outside. Buddhi is along with the Buddhi. Na vicheshtati. Buddhi, na vicheshtati, doesn't function, doesn't do the job of decision making. Because manas is absorbed in the Atma, and therefore Buddhi also doesn't do. Therefore, Buddhi na vicheshtati. Cheshta, there is no cheshta of the Buddhi. The intellect, the Buddhi doesn't shake, doesn't waver. You know why? No, don't know that wavering thing for the Buddhi. Doesn't have to do the decision making. That is the job of the Buddhi. So therefore, Buddhi na vicheshtati. Cheshta means activity. Therefore, doesn't function. Tam avuhu paramam gatim. That is considered to be the highest state of meditation. What is the highest state of meditation? This is what? This absorption in Atma, that is called Samadhi or Vedantic Nididhyasanam. So, Tam or Paramam Gati, the Gati which is Parama. So, Nididhyasanam is absorption of the Buddhi in Atma, withdrawing all the sense organs, Buddhi, and the mind. And this, when this Nididhyasanam, when it is matures into Samadhi, complete absorption, that state is called ultimate state, Paramagati. So, Nididhyasanam as a sadhana takes a person to Samadhi, and that Samadhi is complete absorption in this complete absorption in the thought, complete absorption in Atma. The Akandakara Vritti is that it's called Paramam Gatim, which is considered to be the highest state. Now we will read the Bhashyam. Yada yasmin kale
यदा यस्मिन् काले
विषयेभ्यः
स्वविषयेभ्यः
निवर्तितानि
निवर्तितानि
आत्मन्येव
आत्मन्येव
पञ्चज्ञानानि
पञ्चज्ञानानि
ज्ञानार्थत्व
ज्ञानार्थत्वात्
श्रोत्रादीनि इन्द्रियाणि
श्रोत्रादीनीन्द्रियाणि
ज्ञानानि उच्यन्ते
ज्ञानानि
ज्ञानानि उच्यन्ते अवतिष्ठन्ते सह मनसा
सह मनसा
यत् अनुगतानि
यत् अनुगतानि
तेन संकल्पादिव्यावृत्तेन
तेन संकल्पादिव्यावृत्तेन
अंतःकरणेन
अन्तःकरणेन
बुद्धिश्च अध्यवसायलक्षणा
अध्यवसायलक्षणा
न विचेष्टति
न विचेष्टति
व्यापारेषु
स्वव्यापारेषु
न विचेष्टते
न विचेष्टते
न व्याप्रियते
न व्याप्यते
कामागुः परमां गतिम्
कामाहुः परमां गतिम्
यदा पञ्चावतिष्ठन्ते यदा यूसर् यस्मिन् काले denotes time यस्मिन् काले at which time when it happens when that इन्द्रियाणि निवर्तितानि स्वविषयेभ्यः निवर्तितानि withdrawn from the respective objects what indriyani and atmani eva avatishtante remains in atma what panchajnanani श्रोत्रादीनि इन्द्रियाणि निवर्तितानि इन्द्रियाणि स्वविषयेभ्यः निवर्तितानि पंचज्ञानानि इन्द्रियाणि आत्मनि एव अवतिष्ठन्ति withdrawn from the respective sense objects these five organs they are avatishtante they remain in atma Sense organs are meant for what purpose? Jnanartatvat. Sense organs are meant for gaining the Indriya Vishaya, the sense objects. Jnanartatvat, therefore, it is called Jnanani. In this mantra, it is called Jnanani. Jnana means knowledge. Sense organs are meant for gaining knowledge. They are Pratyaksha Pramana. Pancha Indriyas. Therefore, it is called Jnanani. It is Karna Vitpatti. Jnayate anena iti Jnanam. That by which Jnanam is gained. It's called Jnanam. Jnanam Jnane Jnanani. Here the word Jnanani referring to Indriyani. Karna Vitpatti. So Jnanani Uchyante. Why it is called Jnanani Indriyani? Because by which knowledge is gained. Perceptual knowledge is gained. Perception is possible only through these Indriyas. Therefore, they are called Jnanani iti. So that Indriyas Swavishayebyah Nivartitani Atmaniyeva Vatishtate. Withdrawn from all the respective sense objects, they remain in Atma. Avatishtanti. Manasa Saha. Along with the mind. Jnanani Manasa Saha. That Pancha Jnanani Manasa Saha Avatishtanti. Yasmin Kale Avatishtanti Atmaniyeva. That in which the time in which withdrawn from all these sense objects, when they abide in the Atma, then yet anugatani tena sankalpadi vyavrutena antakarnena buddhischa adyavasaya lakshana. The buddhi is adyavasaya lakshana buddhi. The buddhi which is in the form of adyavasaya. Adyavasaya is determination, the conclusion. The buddhi na vicheshtati. Svavyapareshu na vicheshtate na vyapriyate. The buddhi which does the function of the decision making, na vicheshta doesn't function. It becomes non-operative. The buddhi is non-operative because the senses, mind, everything is absorbed in Atma. Absorbed in Atma means the mind completely abides in Atma, therefore, na vicheshtate. So therefore, that is what Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita. Atma samstam manakritva na kinchidapi chintayet. The same idea. In fact, from this only that came. From here only. Atma samstam manakritva. Making the mind stay in Atma. How do you, that is, making the mind stay in Atma. That is what is said here. Making the mind along with the sense organs, buddhi, let them stay in Atma. Therefore, this having the Atma Akara Vritti, that what has been listened to during Shravan, during the period of Shravana, entertaining those thoughts about Atma. That is called absorption in Atma. That state which is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Nirvikalpa Samadhi is that state where there is this vritti, the vritti of Atma. Only Atma vritti is there. That's what we call Akandakara vritti, Brahmakara vritti. That Aguhu Paramam Gatim, that is called Paramam Gatim, highest state. So that is called Paramam Gatim, highest state. So absorption of the mind in the vritti in the Atmakara vritti, only Atmakara vritti anuvartate, and no other vritti in the mind. Therefore, sense organ do not function, mind also doesn't function. That state, that is called yoga, nirvikalpa samadhi. That is considered to be the highest state. This is unique. Then the next mantra we will read. 11th mantra. Tam yogamiti manyante.
Tam yogamiti manyante.
Thiramindriya dharanam.
Thiramindriya dharanam.
Apramattastada bhavati.
अप्रमस्तस्तदा भवति
योगो हि प्रभवाप्ययौ
योगो हि प्रभवाप्ययौ
Tam referring to Paramam Gatim, the previous mantra. Paramam Gatim, Tam Paramam Gatim, where, what Gati? The Gati, the state where the sense organs, that is Indriyani, Manaha, Buddhi are withdrawn. In Atma, the mind is absorbed in Atma. That Yoga Miti Manyate, that is called Yoga, that is called Samadhi. That is what we discussed about Samadhi. Tam Paramam Gatim Yogam iti Manyante. It is considered to be, is considered as yoga. What is that state? In that Samadhi state, Vikalpa Samadhi, there is no Vikalpa, there is no division between the Dhyaya, Jhana and the Jhata. There is complete absorption in this vritti, in the thought. That is Vikalpa Samadhi, and therefore it is Stiram, steady. Indriya Dharana. Indriya Dharana. Indriya means Indriyani, sense organs. There is complete holding of the sense organs. So the nature of the sense organs is to flow outwards. Paranchikani vitranat swayam parang pashyati nantaratman, we saw in the same Upanishad before. Sense organs are meant for flowing outwards. It has got extrovertedness, but that Indriya Dharana, holding the Indriyas, that state in which the sense organs are hold and it is stiram, that is the state is studied, it's called yoga tam paramam gatim yogam iti manyante. And here the Shruti says tada apramattaha bhavati yogaha hi prabhavapyayau. Tada, that when a person attempts to do this samadhi, there apramattaha, pramada is negligent. Apramattaha, no negligence, it means carefully, very careful. You should become careful. When the person is trying for this, then you should become careful. Why become careful? Pramatta is carelessness. Apramatta is without being careless. It means careful, vigilant. So when the person practices this meditation, he has to be careful. Why? Because yogaha I prabhavapyayo. Yoga will be, this will be coming and going. Prabhavapyayo will come and go. Because there will be distraction. Distraction will be there, therefore yoga will come and go. So that yoga means the meditation. There will be distraction, so it will come. Meditation will get this, it will come and keep on coming and going. Therefore, because the mind is like that, chanchalam hi manak Krishna pramati balavatridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudeshkaram. In Gita itself, Arjuna had a doubt and asked Krishna, mind is difficult to control and its nature is chanchalam, fickle-minded we say. Katam tasya nigraham bhavati. Vayoriva sudu, as difficult to control the vayu, the mind is difficult to control. Therefore he says, Bhagavan Krishna says, Parshan Krutva Bhagir Bhagyan Chakshushtayvantare Bhruvoho iti. In 5th chapter he says, and also in the 6th chapter it tells you, Yato yato nischarati manas chanchalam astiram tatastato niyam vitat atmameva vasham nayet. That is what is said here. Whenever the mind goes out, you bring again back the mind to Atma. This repeated practice. Abhyasena, this how you get this success in this. Abhyasena takonteya vairagyana chakuryate. Do repeated this. That repeated, because there is repeated going out and coming, therefore you need repeated effort to bring it back to the object of meditation, which is Atma. So, therefore, this practice is called Nididhyasanam. And the end of this practice, Nididhyasanam, is called Samadhi Yoga. Therefore, Yoga is Prabhavapyayo. This yoga will be coming and going at the beginning. So one has to keep on trying this, keep on doing this, trying to keep the mind in what we have heard to listen to. That is about Atma in Shravana. That is Yoga. So Nididhyasanam leads to Samadhi. So Nididhyasanam, Vedantic meditation, finally leads to the complete absorption in Atma. That is called Samadhi. It's called Samadhi Abhyasa, either by repeated listening or by bringing the teaching of the Shastram repeatedly to the mind, keeping the mind completely focused, absorbed in Atma. It's a practice. That's why it's called Abhyasa. That is why it is called Abhyasa. Abhyasa Rupa Nididhyasanam, we say. We saw Samadhi Rupa, Brahma Abhyasa Rupa, Nididhyasanam, Samadhi Abhyasa Rupa Nididhyasanam. It's Abhyasa Rupa. Abhyasa is involved. Practice is involved. Repeated practice. Abhyasa Kaunteya. All these words you can see why it is there in Gita. All taken from this, either from the Upanishad, and the word Abhyasa. Beautiful Bhagavan Krishna says, no, the mind is like that, so therefore Abhyasa is required. When by Abhyasa, once you bring the mind continuously, making them stay in this, then Bhagavan Krishna himself says in the Gita, like the lamp which is placed in a, it is placed it is placed where there is no windless place. A lamp in the windless space. What will happen to that? The lamp will, without any movement, without any shake, that the lamp will glow. So that in the Gita, Bhagavan Krishna says, Nengate Sopama Sprata iti. He gives the upamanam of this lamp, that lamp which is without any shade, without trembling, Yatha Deepo Nivatasto. Nengate Sopama Sprata. Yoginaha Yata Chittasya Yunjato Yogamatmanaha iti. So the lamp doesn't shake when it is placed in the place where there is no wind. Similarly, the mind of the meditator has to be, when he practices the contemplation of Atma, it is the composed mind of the meditator will be like that of the lamp. So that is by Abhyasa. Therefore, Nididhyasanam involves Abhyasa, and the culmination of Nididhyasanam is in the Samadhi, where there is complete absorption. Therefore, Yoga Prabhavapyayo will be coming and going. Prabhava is Utpatti, Apyaya is absorption. Nasha goes away. So that would be coming and going. Apramattaha tadha bhavatu. I mean, it's an instruction given by the Upanishad. Apramattaha bhutva. Being careful. You have to be vigilant, alert. So this yoga, since it is subject to rise and fall, therefore one should be alert. That is the meaning. Now we will read the Bhashyam. Tam idrishim
तामीदृशीं
tad avastham
तत् अवस्थां
yogam iti manyante
योगमिति
मन्यन्ते
viyogam eva santam.
वियोगमेव
योगमेव
सन्तम्
सन्तम्.
When you read this mantra and when you read Gita, you will appreciate in Gita why it is said. It's a beautiful connection. That is what the resultant of listening to the Upanishad and Gita and other texts. We should be able to see the connection, we should be able to see the teaching in other texts. In Gita, it's all it is there. In this, Ashakara, what he says, you can see here. Idrishim of this type, avastha, that state of this type, yoga mitti manyati is considered to be yoga, viyogam eva santam, viyoga disassociation, yoga is samadhi, viyogam is disassociation. Other meaning of the word yoga is association, and viyoga is disassociation. So viyogam eva santam. So yoga, the word, it is derived from the root yuj. Yuj means union, association. And with V upasarga, viyoga, disassociation. The word yoga itself in the Gita, what yoga is defined? In the context of karma yoga, what is yoga? Yoga, karmasu, kaushalam. That is one definition, yoga. Yoga, not yoga, yoga. Yoga, karmasu, kaushalam. Another definition of yoga in Gita is tamattam yoga uchyate. In the context of karma yoga, we saw in the second chapter. And in the sixth chapter, again, that is dhyana. That dhyana is the subject matter of the sixth chapter, dhyana yoga. There also dhyana yoga is there. Yoga, the word dhyana yoga is the topic, the context. That is different. There in the sixth chapter also yoga is defined. In the context of dhyana, tam vidya dukkha sanyoga yogam yoga sangitam. It is known, it is titled, it is named as yoga. What is known as yoga? Dukkha sanyoga viyogam. Sanyoga means association. Dukkha is pain, problem. Association with the pain is dukkha sanyoga. Tasmat viyogam. Viyoga is dissociation. So disassociation from the association with sukham. That is called tam vidyat. May you know that to be yoga. The same thing is Bhashyakara says here. Tam idrishim tat avastam yogamiti manyate viyogam eva santam. So, that is this association. The state of this Vedantic meditation, idrishim avastha, what is described in the previous mantra, that is considered to be yoga. In fact, it is the disassociation. In fact, this though being disassociation, the learned people, they call that as yoga. The learned people, they call tam idrishim tadavastam yoga miti manyante. Ke manyante? The panditaha manyante. Yoga miti manyate. Viyogam eva santam. Manyante. So, therefore, viyogam. Viyogam means the disassociation. So, what is from what disassociation? That Bhashyakara says in the next line. That we will read. Sarva anartha sanyoga viyoga lakshana.
Sarva anartha
Sarva
sanyoga
anartha
viyoga
sanyoga
lakshana.
viyoga lakshana.
Hiyam avastha yoginaha.
Iyam avastha yoginaha.
So, Sarva anartha sanyoga viyoga lakshana, that is characterized by the disassociation of the association with the anartha dukkha. That's what said in the Gita also. So this dukkha is, anatma is dukkha. So this association from anatma. This association, that is what withdrawal is talked about. This association with anatma. Anatma is a cause for all problems of samsara. Therefore, sarva anartha. So the association with the samsara, and that has been superimposed on this Atma, that EM avastha, that disassociation, separation, that Yoga Lakshana, that becomes the nature of Jnani. So Yoginaha, E avastha yogina, that becomes a condition or the state or the nature of the Jnani, who dissociate from everything. Everything is from Anatma. So Anatma disassociation, Anatma Viyoga, Atma Sanyoga. Anatma Viyoga is Sarva Anartha Sanyoga Viyoga Lakshana. Yam Avastha. He Yam Avastha. He Yam Avastha. He Yam Avastha is He Yam Avastha Yoginaha. Yoginaha Avastha Yam. This is the Avastha, the state of yogis who disassociate from all Anatma, which are the causes for the problem of samsara, and they associate with Atma iti. And Gita, the same is presented. Then, so Bhashakara connects, brings in Gita, Dukkha Sanyoga Viyoga iti. Etasyam hi
Etasyam hi
avasthayam
avasthayam
adhyaropana varjitaha.
avidya
Avidya adhyaropa
adhyaropana
varjitah.
Varjita, okay, Varjitaha is that Varjita, okay, but not Varjitaha. Varjita Swarupa Pratishtaha
varjita
Varjita
swarupa
swarupa
pratishtha
pratishtha.
Atma.
atma.
Etasyam referring to Asyam Avasthayam. In this state, that Swarupa Pratishtaha, abiding in this Swarupa of Atma, Satchit Ananda Lakshana Atmani, Avasthan Swarupa Pratishtaha, Avidya Adhyaropana Varjitaha, free from. Varjitaha means free from the Adhyaropa, superimposition of what? Avidya. So free from the superimpositions of avidya, either avidya or that which is caused by avidya karya. So being free from that, then swarupe avasthanam, swarupa pratishtaha, atma, etasyam avasthayam, in this avastha, abiding in this avastha means in this nididhyasana or in this meditation which leads to samadhi, that yogi being freed from all anatmas, and which are superimposed on atma. So he abides in his own swarupa, atma swarupa pratishtaha bhavati etasyam avasthayam iti. Next line, stiram indriya dharana.
Stiram
Stiram indriya
Indriyadharanam.
dharanam
Stiram achalam.
stiram achalam
Indriya dharanam.
indriya
Indriya
dharanam
Indriya dharanam or indriya dharanam. There's Stiram Indriya Dharana. Okay, Indriya Dhara, Indriya, as it is there in the Moolam. Indriya Dharana,
indriya
Indriya
dharanam
dharanam.
Bhagya Antakaranana,
bhagya
Bhagyantakaranam.
antakaranam
Dharanam Ityartaha.
Dharanam
ityarthaha.
ityartah.
So Indriya Dharanam Stiram, holding the sense organs. It means not that literally you hold the sense organs in your hands. You cannot hold it. It means withdrawing the sense organs. Like the Yata Kurmaha, the second chapter, Bhagavan Krishna says, the Kurma, the tortoise, how it withdraws all the sense organs when it comes across the sense objects. So alert. The moment it senses the sense objects which could distract, it withdraws. So therefore, the kurma example is the best example. So, like the kurma, the indriyas, yada samharte chayam, kurma angani va sarvashaha, that kurma, sarva angani sarvashaha is samharate. So like that, indriya, that's what the indriya dharana is. Indriya dharana is that all the indriyas should be samharana, withdrawal of the indriyas. That is what is called dhamma. So indriya dharana is dhamma. Sadhane chatushte sampatti, and that samadhi shakta sampatti is that Shama Dhamma Titiksha Uparati Shraddha Samadhanam, in that Dhamma, mastery over sense organs, that is Indriya Dharana. So Stiram Indriya Dharana, withdrawing the sense organs. Stiram means Achalam. Pashakara says Achalam. There is no movement, there is no wavering, there is no operation. Making it inactive, holding them, that is the idea. Not only the sense organs. Bhagya Antakaranana Dharanam. Bhagya Antakaranana. That is Bhagyan Indriyas is a Bhagya Antakarana is Karma Indriya. So Jnana Indriya as well as Karma Indriya. So Stiram Indriya Dharanam, Stiram Achalam Indriya Dharanam, Bhagya Antakaranana. So Bhagya Antakaranana. So Bhagya Indriya as well as Antakarana, the mind. Bhagya Indriya is Karma Indriya. Antakarana is the mind. So that has to be Dharanam. They also have to be, the Dharanam should be done. That is, withdrawal should be done. It should be hold, it should be under your management. That is called mastery. So Dhamma, Shama, both are talked about. That is called steadiness. To make the mind steady by withdrawal. So Dhamma and Shama. Then practice Yoga Abhyasa, Nididhyasanam, contemplating on the teaching, contemplating on what you have heard during Shravanam in the class. That is the idea. So Shama and Dhamma. Okay, I think we'll stop here. Apramattaha, that part we will read in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. धन्यवाद।